This is a manual to ruin with your life. Firstly, if the goal is to mess everything up with minimal effort, there's a very efficient way to do it. Live on autopilot. Become a background character in your own story. No initiative, no involvement, just physical presence. It sounds dramatic, but a lot of people are doing exactly that. And before we go any further, if this kind of straight talk already hits something, take a second to like the video and subscribe to the channel. It helps this message reach more people and keeps this conversation going. Now let's continue. Rule number 1. Don't fully participate in your own life. Show up physically, but mentally stay somewhere else. Walk into a room, nod your head, take a deep breath, but never actually engage. It's like watching your own movie from the last row of the theater, detached from everything happening on screen. And human connection? Better avoid it. Stop replying to messages. Cancel plans. Show up only when it's unavoidable. Become that person people mention but rarely see. Yeah, they exist, I think. Isolation doesn't happen by accident here. You actively choose it. And slowly, that quiet emptiness starts building up inside. This isn't about enjoying solitude. It's about choosing yourself off. Go out to dinner and spend half the time staring at your plate like it holds secret answers. Visit family while mentally rehearsing something else entirely. Sit in meetings like a silent extra. Camera on, mic off, no contribution. Want to speed things up? Whenever someone tries to connect, dodge it. They ask, "How are you?" You say, "Fine," and look back at your phone or the floor. The goal is to never allow a real conversation to happen, because conversations lead to connection, connection leads to closeness, and closeness requires effort. Classic example. Someone at work invites you for coffee. That moment could turn into collaboration, insight, maybe even opportunity. Instead, you make up an excuse and scroll through your phone. It's easier. And here's the interesting part. The more you isolate yourself, the easier it becomes to believe the world forgot about you. It starts to feel like nobody reaches out, nobody cares. Sometimes it's not that the world shut the door. It's that you reinforce the wall. If you truly want to sabotage your own life efficiently, become socially invisible. Don't engage, don't connect, don't participate. Over time, you'll be left with a strange realization. You were alive for years, but you weren't really living. Now let's level this up. If distancing yourself from real life already helps, here's how to make it worse. Hand over your attention to the glowing rectangle in your pocket. That device isn't just a phone. It's a portable anxiety dispenser, a remote control for your focus. If you want maximum damage, make it your authority. Basic rule: never be alone with your own thoughts. Silence can get uncomfortable. It brings things up you've been avoiding. So fill every gap. Notifications, short videos, messages, more videos, more scrolling, Instagram, TikTok, WhatsApp, X, dating apps, random games, news you won't even finish reading. Ideally all at once. Waiting for someone? Phone. Standing in line? Phone. In the restroom? Phone. 12 seconds of boredom? Emergency. Scroll right now. Picture this. You are in a waiting room. It's quiet. People are sitting, some breathing calmly, some glancing around. If you don't grab your phone, you might accidentally make eye contact. Maybe even start a conversation. Much safer to look busy. And the more you rely on this, the stranger real interaction feels. Pauses in conversation become uncomfortable. Eye contact feels intense. You don't quite know what to do with your hands without holding something. That's how genuine connection gets replaced by small, immediate dopamine hits. Take a common situation. Dinner with friends. Someone starts telling a good story. You check your phone just for a second. 20 minutes later, the topic changed and you missed the moment, but you stayed updated on everything online. There's also the bonus effect, constant comparison. Open any social platform and it looks like everyone else is more successful, more attractive, more productive, more fulfilled. You are scrolling through curated highlight reels and measuring yourself against them. It's an efficient way to grow insecurity without even trying. And the final trick is subtle. Use your phone as a universal excuse. Didn't respond? Sorry, I was dealing with something. Didn't pay attention? Just got a message. Don't want to engage? Pretend you are busy on the screen. The device becomes your alibi for distraction and emotional absence. If the intention is to undermine your own mental clarity, just give it control. Let it decide when you wake up, when you sleep, when you consume, and how you see yourself. Turn your mind into an endless scroll. You will stay constantly stimulated, and you will slowly forget what it feels like to be fully present. Now, if you really want to damage your reputation, relationships, and opportunities all at once, here's a powerful strategy. Adopt laziness as a life philosophy. Not the occasional human kind of laziness, the chronic version, the one where every morning the main question is, how can I do the absolute minimum and still get away with it? Start with strategic lateness. It's not just about arriving late. It's about building the image of someone who never takes anything seriously. Job interview at 10 a.m., show up at 10:07. Then deliver the standard excuse, traffic works every time. Even if you live 5 minutes away, the key is to never look too reliable. Because once people see you as reliable, they expect things from you, and expectations require effort. Next step. Treat discipline like it's contagious. Organization is overrated. Punctuality is excessive. Consistency feels restrictive. Better to live in permanent improvisation. Want to work out? Tomorrow. Want to study? Later. Small responsibilities? They can wait. This builds a comfortable habit. Procrastination that feels harmless in the moment. There is always the illusion that there is still time. There usually isn't. Picture this. You have an important presentation coming up. Instead of preparing calmly, you spend the night consuming random content, videos, clips, distractions. The next day you improvise, you sweat, stumble through it, and blame the nerves. But people notice, the lack of preparation shows. Still, it's easy to maintain the narrative. I perform better under pressure. It sounds impressive. In practice, it just means you delayed things again. Now upgrade the strategy. Become an expert in excuses. Didn't deliver something? Technical issue. Didn't study? The instructions weren't clear. Missed the deadline? Too many unexpected demands. Over time, you earn a reputation. Not just unreliable, untrustworthy. And something happens. People stop expecting much from you. The trust that could have opened doors turns into tolerance. Sometimes even quiet disappointment. And respect fades quietly. The final twist is convincing yourself that this is freedom, that avoiding structure, living late, improvising everything makes you independent, when in reality, it's self-sabotage dressed up as rebellion. Rest restores energy, chronic laziness drains it. If the goal is to quietly undermine your own potential, this method works remarkably well. Now let's activate a powerful skill, the ability to never take responsibility for anything. You make a mistake? Not yours. You fail? Circumstances. Something goes wrong? The system, the timing, the environment. The rule is simple. No matter what happens, responsibility always belongs somewhere else. Late again? Traffic, weather, a delayed ride. Anything works, as long as it wasn't your decision to leave late. Missed the deadline? The instructions changed. The system crashed. The expectations weren't clear. It couldn't possibly be that you postponed the task until the last minute. Take it beyond daily life. Unhappy? Politics, the economy, your upbringing, the culture. Struggling financially? The system isn't fair. Your company doesn't recognize you. The market is broken. There's always a large force available to blame. Here's a simple example. You are playing soccer with friends. Open goal, you miss. Instead of laughing and admitting it was a bad shot, you immediately look for an explanation. Bad pass, uneven ground, sun in your eyes, anything that keeps your self-image intact. The problem is subtle but powerful. When you never acknowledge your mistakes, you never correct them. Growth requires ownership. If you are always the victim of circumstances, improvement never starts. The same patterns repeat, the same results follow. Socially, the impact builds slowly. At first, people accept the explanations. Over time, they notice the pattern. Every failure comes with a justification. Every problem has an external culprit. Trust weakens. Eventually, people stop confronting you. They simply stop relying on you. To maintain the illusion, you rotate excuses. Technical problems this week, personal issues next week, miscommunication after that. Switch them like a playlist so they don't sound repetitive. In the end, you win the ultimate prize of self-sabotage, the inability to look at yourself and say, "That was on me." Without that moment, there is no adjustment, no maturity, no progress. Just the permanent role of the misunderstood victim, watching life move forward without you. Now, if you want to speed up your path to isolation without understanding why it's happening, here's a reliable method. Turn every pleasant environment into something heavy. Become the person who shifts the mood the moment they join the group. The rule is simple. Every conversation should circle back to you. Not sharing, not connecting, dominating. Some talks about an achievement, perfect opportunity to explain how you did something bigger, harder, more impressive. A friend bought a car, yours has better features. Someone ran 5 miles, you ran 10, and without training. The subject doesn't matter. The spotlight must return to you, and don't waste energy showing real curiosity about others. Asking questions and actually listening requires interest. Interest requires attention. Better to redirect the focus quickly. If you accidentally ask something, interrupt halfway through their answer and steer it back to your story. Now, refine the technique. A friend just got promoted. Instead of celebrating, offer a subtle reality check. Nice, but now you will probably have twice the stress. You present it as honesty. It feels more like deflation. Another strong tactic, constant irony. Someone shares good news, respond with mild boredom. That's not that hard. Small dismissals add up. Eventually, people stop sharing their wins around you. Over time, something predictable happens. Invitations become less frequent. Messages slow down. Plans move forward without including you. Then comes the thought. Why does nobody reach out anymore? It isn't a conspiracy. It's exhaustion. Being around someone who turns every interaction into competition or quiet negativity drains people, even if you don't notice it. And the easiest disguise for this behavior is claiming you are just being honest, as if bluntness automatically equals authenticity. In reality, it often hides insecurity or the need to diminish others to feel relevant. If the goal is to damage friendships and social trust efficiently, this approach works. Become the emotional weight in the room. Eventually, you won't need to leave the gathering. The gathering will leave you. To close this cycle of self-sabotage, here's the final move. Convince yourself the game is already over. Nothing shuts down growth faster than the belief that it's too late to change. Take a past mistake. a missed opportunity, a bad decision, a failure, and turn it into a permanent sentence. Didn't get into the school you wanted? That becomes proof you are permanently behind. Missed an opportunity in your early 20s? Use that as justification to stop trying now. Age becomes the main excuse. At 30, it doesn't make sense anymore. After 40, what's the point? If you keep reinforcing that narrative, you will reach 50 convinced you gave up decades ago. Want to learn something new? The thought appears immediately. If I were serious about it, I would have started earlier. So you don't start at all. Time passes anyway. Health declines. Skills stagnate. Regret builds. The past becomes the shield that blocks any future effort. This belief quietly kills initiative. Why attempt anything if the outcome is already predetermined in your mind? It feels safer not to try than to risk another disappointment. And each year that passes becomes new evidence. Now it's definitely too late. There's also a social side effect. You become the cautious voice in every conversation. Someone shares a goal, you respond with doubt. Someone wants to try something new, you highlight the risks. Gradually, you distance yourself from hopeful people. Few want to stay close to constant pessimism. Then comes the final stage, comfortable resignation. Life reduces to routine. Work, eat, sleep, complain, repeat. No long-term plans. No real risk. Just low-level survival wrapped in the illusion of safety. It feels stable. It's actually stagnation. If the objective is to dismantle your own potential completely, this mindset is powerful. Convince yourself the train already left, that your ticket expired, that your role is simply to observe others move forward. Convince yourself the train already left, that your ticket expired, that your role is simply to observe others move forward. You don't need a dramatic collapse, just a quiet decision to stop trying.